James, and SMU hoping to restore the glory and get things started in this one. The Mustangs will boot it away to start the game. What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the Tennessee Volunteers offense will have the first possession of the game. And here comes this quarterback. When he takes the field, he brings a certain swagger and charisma out there that not only the entire team, the entire stadium seems to feed off of.
You can feel it. It's different. It's special. Guys like this don't come around very often, but he makes the whole team better, but the belief is strong because he continues to make plays and be their first team every time they need it.
And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down. And this Big Orange offense getting it done in the passing game.
And great execution by the quarterback. And when you think about Tennessee offense, man, when they got their trigger man, and they've had some great ones, Peyton Manning, T. Martin, Hendon Hooker had an unbelievable run. They find that guy, man, their offenses have been so hard to stop.
And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. The Volunteers want to crank the tempo. To the air on first down. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Nice answer by this defense. You give up a big play, you go take a big play. Sometimes you get down on yourselves and one play turns to two. Nice job by this defense getting the sack, creating some momentum.
He wants to pass it on second down. Working that left side now. And they're able to make the tackle. This tight end just creates matchup problems no matter how you try to defend him.
How about the catch radius on him, too? So as a quarterback, you don't have to be perfect when throwing it to him. You just got to get it somewhere in his vicinity, and he can come up with the catch.
And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on fourth down. Off the RPO, complete. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down. And the Volunteers with the 1st and 10. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Vols trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. He finds his man. Touchdown, Volunteers! Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone.
I think a lot of people probably expected to see that, right? They're playing on the road, and you know this is going to be a hostile environment, but they've got the better players. We've seen that before. There was no hesitation. Opening drive, they go right down the field, they score a touchdown, they made a statement.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he's coming out of the end zone. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The Mustangs offense will try to get something started with their first possession. This is just a great matchup to watch on the outside, and who can win downfield in the passing game.
Man, this reminds me of 1997, Charles Woodson versus David Boston. Two physical athletes that are going to be going toe-to-toe all game long.
Yeah, two alphas, two guys that play the positions where you have to have such confidence playing on the wide receiver. Let's see this throwdown.
And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30. Might as well give
stats, young fella.
Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
This offense has a lot of different ways they can attack you, and you're going to see the entire playbook at work in this game. Throwing it, running it, and getting guys the ball out on the perimeter. Great job.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
Down to the 23 for this 1st and 10. Grab behind the line. It's Butler. There's always that issue of conference pride, keeping up, of proving your worth on this stage, and the ACC loves to get a chance at the SEC to do just that.
And these kids grow up in the same area. And you don't think the ACC teams hear all the time, SEC, about the dominance, the draft picks, all the stuff that goes with it. It definitely adds some of that fire. It makes you want to beat them more. I love these big-time games.
Yeah, they really do, David. And I think this is one of those games where if you're the ACC team and your players in that locker room, you've had this game circled all off-season. This game is your opportunity to prove, not just to your conference, not just to the SEC, but to everybody in college football, just how good you are as a team.
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Tennessee!
The best running backs are the guys that can just snip out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive, and it was capped off with the 8-yard run. He'll return it. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put it on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
And they're going to lose yardage there. The defense completely owning the front. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Pretty nice as a defense, right? When you can go nickel, put 5 DBs on the field and not have to blitz anyone, trusting your front 4 to get the job done on 3rd down, and they do it right there, getting the sack.
That's usually prime return position, but he'll make the fair catch just outside the 40. This should be the... Out of the gun, the inside give. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. from the gun. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
I love when you start bringing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage and you start sending them because those guys have serious speed. They can come catch anybody up and down the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, you could tell, he had a good clue what was going on. He knew it was a run play, fired, pulled the trigger, came downhill, and attacked the run.
Nothing but green ahead. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. And the Vols come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Fast motion from the offense. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the first down.
They make the stop after a pickup of 3 just inside the red zone at the 19. The Volunteers have taken it inside the 20. Got his man quickly. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. And the Volunteers are rolling down the field. He makes the connection. Touchdown ball! What a grab and go for the score.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
He wants to throw here on second down. Quickly complete. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. You've got a 3rd and manageable back up in your own end, but convert here and you get some momentum. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Coming after it. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. And the Mustangs send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute those.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. He lost one down the sideline. Got it in stride at the 15. Touchdown, Volunteers. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching it. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead.
Yeah, coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Louisiana is ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Jake Delhomme and Brian Mitchell, this has not been a blowout today in Lafayette. They're up by 7 over the Astronauts. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Tried to fight his way through that tackle, but he's brought down. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, the running back looking for room.
Sometimes in your playbook, you have run plays that are called run-it runs. You leave the play on no matter what look the defense gives you. That time the defense was blitzing, but they just kept the play on. That is an attitude-type run that you can run into any kind of look, and it paid off for you.
On 3rd and short, the power run here. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The Mustangs will send out the punt unit. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Line gets set, first down. With jet sweep pass. Pass to 45. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
In these touch passes, it's so hard because there's always action off of it, right? If I fake this pass and I can run it up the gut or I can throw it and they just spread me out and make me defend so many things, and you could tell they got on the edge quickly and got the big first down.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers. They're just not physical enough at the point on that last one.
He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. And as he throws, that pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
This QB has had a lot of success all day long, throwing for so many touchdowns, looking very comfortable. Finally, the defense gets to him. Finally, the defense gets a win. They needed something to go their way. Got to start getting some more hits on this guy.
That's a great job executing up front by the defense. They looked like they were ready for that play. And that was a bit of a more unconventional look from the offense on 3rd down, but the defense was there to make a big stop.
On 4th down, they're taken to the air. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down? The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Coleman.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Buys a little time. And a little too much adrenaline on that throw never gave this receiver a chance.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
A strike downfield. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30+. And the Mustangs have it with a 1st and 10. He's going to pass. He's got it on the move. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He's looking to throw. And the heat gets there. And they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Well, this guy's become a bit of a problem for opposing offenses. In their last game, he had 2 sacks, and he's dominating again, getting his 1st sack in this game now. He right now is wrecking people's game plans, and this offense better find out how to slow him down.
You got that one right.
The offense needed something, just anything, to give them just a little breathing room, and the defense provided it with that penalty. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And he was trying to cash in the end zone in this red zone threat, but it's incomplete. They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. From the right hash, and this distance makes that angle not quite so severe. He got it. the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. On the run from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum. So.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. The first down sack pushes the ball back for this long second down. He's looking to throw. Behind his big tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wide receiver now comes in motion. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. The Vols will line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Catches it cleanly at the 20. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. So the offense doesn't want to take a chance here. They'll just come out and take a knee and wrap up the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, time for everyone inside that stadium in Dallas to take a deep breath and kind of digest what we just saw.
And the Vols will kick it away to crank up the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They started this third quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right now.
And they're going to have to be really aggressive. Like this offense, when I'm playing from behind, every possession means so much more. And if you look the other side, the defense, they haven't given much resistance.
Yeah, nothing has gone their way in the first half offensively. And you know now, based on how this defense is playing with their confidence, that you are going to be challenged on every single snap. So buckle up, get your mind right, and get ready to come back in this game.
I tell you what, they're down, but they're not out with this guy. They keep feeding him. He keeps having success on the ground. Maybe I use this now to catapult, use some play action, make some bigger plays down.
And the quarterback goes down. There is a penalty flag on the field, but I think the defense might have the option just to take this play. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Now it's 1st and 20 for the offense. Fighting off the defender. At the 40, there he goes. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. The Mustangs will snap it on 1st and 10. The give to the tailback. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Really strong job by the defense. A negative play on 3rd down. And the Mustangs will try to pin them back with the punt. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Coverage team does a good job and touches it dead. No return on this one.
It's a great punt. Obviously, he gives himself time to let his guys get down the field, get in position. Remember, don't let that thing cross the goal line. Try to keep it inside the 10. Nice job down in the football, setting your defense up for great field position.
He finds enough room to get it over the 10-yard line, and he's down at 13. second down. He'll let it fly. They get to him as he throws. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Didn't get much, picked up a yard, and that will leave them with 4th and 2. The offense stays on the field. Maybe they'll try to make the defense jump. They also might try to run it ahead for 1 yard. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Will not get there. A 4th down stop. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field.
And as a defense, you're like, oh, they're going to draw us offside. We're going to draw us offside. They're not going to go for it. They go for it, and you get the big stop. You've set your offense up. You've turned the momentum. This defense should be feeling really good about themselves.
Stop at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a 1st and goal. The offense threatening. Close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. They move the tight end all over. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Mustang.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Slips through the line. Oh, what vision. There he goes. Open it up. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Tennessee. That dude ought to have a lethal sticker on his helmet. Anytime he touches it, it can be a score. He touched it, and it was.
No doubt. Unbelievable speed. And if you're back deep for a kickoff, obviously you got those wheels. But to be able to get through, and then guess what? No flags. You know it's going to count. Great job by the special teams being special.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, the big top 15 battle is underway, and it's been very interesting so far. UMass needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with that crowd there at Amherst behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. They're trailing by 10 to Wisconsin. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, we'll see it right here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Space at the 25. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. Offense set on 1st down. Caught in the backfield. It's Green. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
I'll tell you, the offense might be setting up a shot down the field here. You might see them later fake the wide receiver screen and see if they can hit a tight end or another receiver running up the boundary. Keep your eye open for that.
And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. He'll off one deep down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Mustangs decide to punt it away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Little touch pass to the receiver. Stopped at the 42, but he got 15 yards on the play.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially in the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the 1st down. This offense has a 2nd down play. Quarterback changing plays at the line. On 2nd down, wants to throw it. Takes a hit as he fires. And that pass intercepted. Didn't have a lot of room to run after the pick, but he's done his job. They have it at the 44. On 1st inside handoff. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
When you're a defense, it is stop the run first. That is your first responsibility. It makes the whole game easy. And right now, they got it going on the ground. The defense is going to have to change something up. These little tiny
and they got him for the sack.
Well, this defense has a 3-possession lead at this point. You're seeing how dominant they are up front. They have done such a good job recruiting D linemen, linebackers, guys that can blitz. They've got speed. They found guys in the portal. They've recruited guys out of high school, and they are just eating right now.
The cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, and go out and refocus this guy.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help him out.
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
The defense hasn't been able to stop this guy all game long, so the offense is going to keep trying to take shots. They thought they had the matchup they wanted, but they're going to force this defense to prove they can stop him. The defense finally came up with a play.
Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drop. Kept it on the ground on first down, now back to the line. Touch pass on the run. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job, nice play call by the offense.
Makes the catch, and he's brought down.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. Maybe you want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get two bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to go somewhere else with the ball.
And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep running the football. Everything is going according to plan right now. They've been able to stay on the field. They put some nice plays together back to back to back, and they're bleeding the clock. This is exactly what you practice for situations like this. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Got some room, made it to the goal line. Touchdown ball! And the beatdown has ensued. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win. And this defense is just getting squeezed by the Big Orange, and he's cutting him up like Peyton Manning.
Man, no answers. I mean, he's really had his way. They haven't made him feel uncomfortable. If I'm a Vols fan, I'm jacked up that I got this guy at quarterback because he's showing he can put up some big numbers.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Got 5 wideouts spread across the field on 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. Using the quick game. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. A 3rd and short coming from their own 20-yard line. Looking to throw for it. Outside the pocket, let's go. Got him downfield. Got him to the right. Giving him his pass. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
How about that job after the catch on a critical 3rd down? He's able to make people miss. He's able to use his speed. Ball was thrown out in front of him so he could advance it, and all of a sudden, this offense set up 1st and goal.
Encroachment, defense.
So the offense inches it a little closer with the help of the half the distance to the goal penalty. And the offense grateful for that penalty if they can just move it 1 more yard to get it in. Quarterback on the keeper. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
I think one of the keys to this defense's success all season has been how good they've been stopping the run. They are a top 10 unit when it comes to rushing defense, and it's helped them out this year down in the red zone.
The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. 3rd and goal coming up here. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Wants to fire it in the end zone on 3rd and goal. It's broken up and almost intercepted in the end zone. It'll be 4th down. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. Looking to throw. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, SMU.
What a throw by the QB. You think you don't have much space near the sideline, and he put that thing right on the outside of the sideline where his receiver could go make a play. Not only does he make the play, I'm pretty sure he got a foot in bounds, and that's a great touchdown catch. What a playmaker.
That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Line gets set, 1st down. The give to the back. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Pulls it and fires to the left.
This quarterback right now is in the groove. He's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
They make the tackle at the 22. We'll give him 5 yards on the play. It'll be enough for a 1st down. The Volunteers come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense. They got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
Looking for a crease to the left. And the Volunteers get enough for the first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. The offense knocking on the door, first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Fights off a defender. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Offense trying to pay it off on second and goal. They'll run it up the middle here, looking for a path to the end zone. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover. The offense lining up for a first down play. Corners are going to bail. They're going to throw it to start the drive. And that's a very productive first down play in bringing up 2nd and 3. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. He wants a big play here late. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Now the defense will try to rise up on 3rd and short from the 21. They'll try to get it through the air. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. He'll spike the ball to try to save every precious second he can. Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the 4th quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
It's incomplete. A 4th down stop, and the turnover on downs. A great spot to start this drive for the offense. Going up top on 1st down. Trying to make magic on the scramble. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit. The ball's headed quickly to the line. Dialing up the 2nd down pass play. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. Here comes the field goal team. Salt, meet open wound. He'll try to knock it through from 38 yards out. Never a doubt. And they'll push that lead out a little further. All business today for this ball club. They come out and